We're live. Live on a Sunday night. Here from just outside of Ottawa. Somerstown, Ontario. Right on the St. Lawrence Seaway. We got the ships going by right out front, but 400 meters out in front. Big ships go by. So yeah, tonight, well, I asked a question on my Facebook page. What do Topeka, Kansas, Roswell, New Mexico, Gatineau, Quebec, Agen, France, and La Gaspésie have in common? Well, nothing really. They're places, but they're places where some songwriters were born that I'm going to cover tonight. So that's it. I hope no one was read that and was waiting for something huge to come out of what those things had in common. But anyway, yeah. So I've had a good week. Another week's gone by. It's been nice and summery in Somerstown. Got to play this week with some of the boys, some of the band, and we've been recording some stuff and doing some things. So I got into the studio again a couple of weeks ago, but we got to do a pretty cool session outside. Just because of COVID-19, we decided not to be inside. Decided to be safe and be socially distant, and but still got to play some music, got to record some music out there. I think it went pretty well. So it was really good to see the boys, see Tommy, amazing percussionist, amazing drummer, and we got to have fun, and hopefully we laid down some stuff that you'll get to hear a little bit later on. So tonight there's no real relationship between most of these songs that I picked. One or two was kind of a request or suggestion suggestion. So, a couple of them I had picked. I wanted to sort of make a mix between some French and some English. And why the French and the English? Well, I'm an Anglophone that grew up in a very Francophone area. I went to school in English, but a lot of my friends and a lot of business I did, and we're in the French community, so that French community is very close to me in La Gaspésie. So I try to keep that side of me, that francophone side of me, close as much as possible, and so that's kind of why I was going to, a couple of French, couple of English, and even a bilingual tune in there. So. So why don't we just get right to it? And again, my engineer, who I should give a shout out to, actually, April, who some of the pictures that gets posted, a lot of the social media stuff that gets posted is actually not by me, but by her, and she does a lot of work. She helps out. In our project, in this project, and she's carrying around a baby right now. So little Dylan is coming right along. For those of you who've seen him, 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks old, 3.5 weeks old. He's doing well. So she's got him, and she's running a whole bunch of stuff on the side. So I really appreciate everything that April's done in the music end, and as a mama and as a partner. So to me, I couldn't ask for a better person in my life, to be honest. So anyways, that's a shout out to Avril Silvania. All right, so the shout out is done, right, April? you're gonna hear her. She's gonna come and do some stuff with me in a few weeks. We're gonna do some duets and some things together, have some fun, and so that's it. So I'm gonna do this first song. Was written from a band in the 70s from Topeka, Kansas, and so Topeka. Kansas, that's where this band grew up, and they played, and they named themselves after the state of Kansas, called Kansas. And they wrote a song. There's two songs that I know of in my head that are overplayed. One is the Led Zeppelin "Stairway to Heaven," and this one, which is called "Dust in the Wind." "Dust in the Wind," written by Kerry Livgren, who I believe was the guitarist for Kansas, and it's a pretty famous little finger picking song. So I'm going to do my best with it. It's it's a really nice pattern, but I'm just going to do a basic pattern finger picking. Interesting though, Kerry Livgren, he wrote the song. Just practicing finger picking, so he was just, and he was just practicing guitar. So the story goes, he was just practicing guitar, and all of a sudden he came up with this very famous lick in music, and and the song is kind of like biblical references, dust in the wind. We're all just dust in the wind, and. But kind of a beautifully written song, just going beyond what the meaning of the words might be. When you listen to "Dust in the Wind," and I'm sure a lot of you have, it's you can feel the sort of the emotion that Livgren had. That melancholic sort of state that he was in when he wrote it is kind of there. But he was just practicing. So for all you musicians out there, and me included. It's all about practicing, and a lot of great songs came out of just practicing patterns and scales and doing different things, and then the light bulb going off, and something coming very creative. Songwriting is to me just I write, and it's an amazing process to bring something just out of nothing, and a lot of songs that get written, a lot of great songs have a huge effect in society, to the individual and to the society and to nations, to countries, and it becomes often just in a room somewhere, a guy or a girl just has an idea, and it comes to life. So anyways, "Dust in the Wind" was one of these, so I'll get to it. I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes of curiosity. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Same old song, just a drop of water in the endless sea. And all we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Don't hang on. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky. It slips away. All your money won't another minute buy. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Dust in the wind. Everything is dust in the wind. I will dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Yeah, dust in the wind. Kinda, we all are sort of dust in the wind, you know? But you know, it's a beautifully written song. It's not meant to be like, you know, we're all nothing, and but anyway, I don't know what exactly Livgren was trying to say, but he was saying it. So yeah, that's it. Topeka, Kansas. I don't know what those guys are doing anymore. The band, but they were a great band. They did a whole bunch of other things. I think that was off a Point of No Return, an album, sometime in the mid-late 70s. Point of No Return, yeah. All right, so I see that we're going to do another song, and this one's in French. So for all you English folks, well, I hope you can enjoy the music. You know, just enjoy the strumming. This song was written by, I brought him up in other shows, but Francis Cabrel, who, along with Bob Dylan and a few others, Francis Cabrel is sort of a hero to me. He's written just a whole bunch of songs, beautiful songs, an incredible songwriter, incredible singer, great guitarist. So yeah, he's been around for a long time. So he wrote a song off the album Samedi sur la Terre, which is still one of my favorite albums. If you've never heard it, Samedi sur la Terre, all kinds of great songs written in '94, just sometime when I was in university in Fredericton, New Brunswick, yeah, so La Carida is the bull, and it's about his sort of how he's against bullfighting, and he writes the song in the perspective of the bull, as the bull is just like, you know, what are you people doing, you know, with your little things and doing all of this and poking things into me and then and killing me. I think I don't know a lot about bullfighting, but I'm not here to promote or not promote bullfighting. I'm just here to sing the song, but that's what the song is about. So it's called La Carida by Francis Cabrel, and why don't I just sing it? Depuis le temps que je patiente dans cette chambre noire, j'attends qu'on se musique, qu'on chante au bout du couloir. Quelqu'un a touché le verre rouge, j'ai plongé vers le grand jour. J'ai vu les fanfares, les barrières et les gens autour. Dans les premiers moments, j'ai cru qu'il fallait seulement se défendre, mais c'est placé sans issue, je commence à comprendre. Ils ont refermé derrière moi, ils ont eu peur que je recule, vais bien finir par la voir, cette danseuse ridicule. ce monde est sérieux? Bam bam. Ba-na-na-na-na-da-na-da. Est-ce que ce monde est sérieux? Andalousie, je me souviens, les prairies bordées du cactus, mais pas trembler devant ce pétard, ce Midas. Je vais l'attraper, lui, son chapeau, faire tourner comme un soleil. Ce soir, la femme de Torrio dormira sur ses deux oreilles. Hey, hey. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Est-ce que ce monde est sérieux? Pam, pam, pam. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Est-ce que ce monde est sérieux? Je ne poursuivais des fantômes presque touchés le paradis. Ils ont frappé fort dans mon cou pour que je m'incline. Ils sortent où ces acrobates avec leur costume du papier? J'ai jamais appris à me battre contre les poupées. Banana, da-na-na-na-da. Ba-na-da-da. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Pam, pam, pam. Sentir le sable sous ma tête. Ah, c'est fou comme ça peut faire du bien. J'ai pris pour que tout s'arrête. Andalousie, je me souviens. Je les entends rire comme je rage. Je les vois danser comme je succombe. Je ne pense plus autant s'amuser autour d'une tome. Banana, da-na-na-na-da. Est-ce que ce monde est sérieux? Pam, pam, pam. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Est-ce que ce monde est sérieux? Si c'est hambre, hambre, vaya, vaya, et que vaya de nuevo, y mostramos otros, otros vidas, otros toros, y mostramos otros. That's Spanish, by the way. Something like that. Venga, venga, bailar, y mostramos otros. Pam, para, da, da, para, da, da. Pam, 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 pam. Yeah, La Carida. Yeah, at the end there, that was, I think it was Spanish. It was supposed to be Spanish, so, yeah. Venga, venga, bailar. I mean, I think that means something like, come on, dancing. There's a few people that may be listening that could correct me on that, but it's fun to say venga, venga. I know that. I think it means come on. Anyways, yeah, that's Agen, France, which is in the south of France. I think he still lives there. He's married. He's been married a long time. Francis Cabrel. Yeah, definitely one of those guys that he just, everything he does is good. You know, it just sounds, you know what I mean? Sounds good to me anyway. So yeah, that's it. So we're gonna go to a boy who grew up in Gatineau, or at least he was born in Gatineau. And there's some, I'm pretty sure he was born in Hull, in Gatineau, Quebec. His name is Daniel Lanois, and you may have heard his name. You may not, but in one way or another, Lanois, I'm sure, has touched almost everybody who has listened to music over the last 30 years. So Lanois is singer-songwriter, guitarist, drummer, and he is a producer, and he's produced some of the some really great stuff. He's collaborated with Peter Gabriel, U2, Bob Dylan. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, so he produced U2's Joshua Tree, which just boosted U2 into superstardom, you know. And I believe they won a Grammy on it, at least a whole bunch of those songs, and I think he was nominated for a Grammy in it. He might have won, I don't know. He also produced and collaborated with Bob Dylan on 2 of Dylan's later albums. He did Time Out of Mind for sure, and he worked on another one. I forget which one, but anyways, he's done a couple of Dylan albums, and he's just an amazing musician. I mean, when you talk about Mr. Music, to me, he's like Mr. Music. He's incredible with his ability and his engineering and the production that he did. You can hear it in the albums that he produced. His touch, and he even touched, got Bob Dylan to do stuff that Dylan wasn't used to doing. But he also is a songwriter, and he wrote all kinds of songs, great songs. The Maker, and he's written all kinds of stuff. And one, at least in the French world, this is a bilingual song, is sort of well known, and it's kind of a sad story, but I don't know the story of Ma Jolie. Ma Jolie, how do you do? And Jolie Louise. So he had a way of writing and playing, and it just it was yeah. I'd love to meet Mr. Daniel Roland Lanois some point, just to get his perspective on everything he's seen in music. But all right, so here's Jolie Louise. Ma Jolie, how do you do? My name is Jean-Guy Thibault-Larue. I come from east of Gatineau. My name is Jean-Guy, ma Jolie. J'ai une maison à La Fontaine, where we can live if you marry me. Une belle maison à La Fontaine, where we will live, you and me. Oh, 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 ma jolie Louise, ma jolie Louise. Tous les matins au soleil, I will work until work is done. Tous les matins au soleil, I did work until work is done. And one day the foreman said, well, Jean-Guy, we must leave you go. Et puis mon nom est pas bon at the mill anymore. Oh, 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 I'm losing my head, losing my head. Kids are small, 4 and 3. Et la bouteille, she's mon amie. I drink the rum till I can't see. It hides a shame Louise does not see. The council turns in my head, and I can't hide, no, 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 no. And the rage turned in my head, and Louise, I struck her down, down on the ground. I'm losing my mind, losing my mind. En septembre 63, the kids are gone and so is Louise. Ontario they did go, near la ville de Toronto. Now my tears they roll down tous les jours, oh, oh. And I remember the days and the promises we made, oh, 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 oh. My jolie Louise, my jolie Louise. Ma jolie Louise. Kind of a song about the perils of drinking and what that can do and where it can bring you. And that's sort of what the song is about. Fell in love, had a nice family, and then let alcoholism tear it all down. So yeah, that's. But it's kind of a fun song at the same time. The story's not a fun story, but it's kind of put into a fun way, So yeah, Daniel Lanois, great songwriter, and like I said, if you don't know who it is, I'm sure he's touched you in one way or another with music. That's for sure. So here's another request that's coming, and. So, Henry John Duchendorf, yeah, activist, humanitarian, was born in Roswell, New Mexico. Can anyone guess who I'm talking about? He wrote a lot of great songs, and he died in a plane crash. So, 1997. I remember hearing that on the news. I remember not quite believing that this famous musician, this famous songwriter had died just like that in a plane crash. It was all over. How quickly life and how fleeting life can be. So yeah, his real name, well, his stage name is John Denver, and so his real name is Henry John Deutschendorf, but he's known to a lot of people as John Denver, leaving on a jet plane, Rocky Mountain High, Annie's Song, and on and on and on. And and he also wrote a song called Country Roads, and this is a request, by he's known around the house as Kuya. So he had made this request. He's in Toronto, so this one's for you. But a little history on it, because as you notice, I like to blab on a little bit about the songs. But so hopefully some of you enjoyed that, and just a little history about some of these songs. But so Country Roads, take me home, to the place where I belong. John Denver. Grew up in an Air Force family, so he was always moving around. He was born in New Mexico, but he was moving around constantly. And he never really had a home. Every time he established himself somewhere, like a lot of Air Force and military families, they moved around. And you can hear that in a lot of his lyrics, about finding a home, take me home. And I believe he did find his home in Colorado. I think that's where John Denver finally, I believe that he found the mountains in Colorado, and Rocky Mountain High, I think was written about that. And he was bullied in schools. And if you read the story about John Denver, he was. And if you saw John Denver, he wasn't like a huge masculine sort of looking character, but he was a genius in his ability to write songs, and what he did after the humanitarian aspect of his life, and how he took his beliefs and did something with it, and did something with his fame. Maybe he didn't agree with everything Denver was for, but. He had conviction, and but his early life was a lot of being pushed around and a lot of bullying, because he never could establish a place. And so God bless all those military families who are moving around and having to do a job to protect us. And we forget sometimes they got children and families and wives and husbands and mothers and fathers. And so yeah, John Denver was one of those children of a pilot, I think, Air Force pilot. But he wrote a song called Country Roads, and we might as well just sing that song. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, oh, take me home to the place where I belong. Well, West Virginia, oh, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. And all my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads, oh, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear a voice in the morning, how she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, oh, country roads, oh, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, oh, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, well, mountain mama, yeah, take me home down country roads. Country roads. Yeah, and I think, yeah, he kind of wrote that song a little bit about, you know, given the history that I just did of John Denver, and then hearing that song. You know, we all want to have a home, find a home, and take me down those country roads, you know. And so I happened to be one that grew up and lived in the same place and walked and drove on the country roads all my life. I grew up in the country, dans la campagne, in La Gaspésie. So that's where I was born. Beautiful, beautiful bay, Baie de Chaleur, on the mouth of the Restigouche River. And so yeah, coming out of that, take me home. Haven't been back home for a few years, and I see the pictures on Facebook, and you know, of people walking on the beach and, you know, making a fire, and or walking on a mountaintop, taking a hike, or doing those things. And yeah, I can't wait to get back one day, back home. I'd rather go back in July than January. If anyone's ever been in the Gaspésie in January, then, you know, wear a toque, wear a hat, wear some gloves. But so yeah, take me back, take me home, down country roads. And so that's rings true, you know. Take me back, take me home, down the country roads. So I'm gonna finish this up tonight with I had asked, you know, of there's 5 different songwriters from 5 different places, and this fellow is from La Gaspésie, who wrote this song, and I hope he doesn't mind me chewing up his great song about back home. But I didn't ask him. But anyways, I'm just I'll give it a shot, and so the song's called Ma Gaspésie, and written by my cousin and singer-songwriter out of Quebec. And I don't know when he wrote this song. I don't know a lot about. I mean, it's very clear if you understand the lyrics. He's writing about home, and La Gaspésie, yeah. So I'm going to end this off with where I was born, and where it will always be home, and where there's little pockets of Anglophone villages, and then mixed in these very French villages, and Scottish and Irish and French and Micmac, and the Acadians, and so I won't bore you with it all. But if you look up the history of La Gaspésie and everything that's in it, and the immigration and Cartier coming onto the peninsula, and in the French and English war that sort of brewed over into the bay, and got the Micmacs and Acadians, and the Acadians being expelled, and so the Micmacs and Acadians, sort of being caught in the nonsense of war, So that's a little bit about the history of home, the Restigouche, Battle of the Restigouche. Yeah, so this is not about the Battle of the Restigouche, but it is about La Gaspésie. And so it kind of goes like this, and yeah, so written by Kevin Parent, who, if you're from La Gaspé Coast, La Gaspésie, you know who this guy is. Super talented songwriter, great guitarist, probably underestimated guitarist, and great singer. And has been given us his talent for many years. So this is it. This is called La Gaspésie, and it's kind of written in the Acadian style, East Coast a little bit. Je passe du temps avec ma famille, sans pour autant jouer au quai. Je viens du country, oui, je viens de la campagne. Je bois plus de bière que je bois de champagne. Dans ma Gaspésie, mon Miguacha, mon Acadie, ma baie à moi, où y a plein de belles filles, puis un chute de bons gars. Et quand on s'ennuie, on se pèle puis on se voit. J'ai entendu l'histoire de Madame Landry, un peu éclatant, ça se résume ainsi. Il y a trop de pêcheurs parce qu'il y a du curé. Il y a trop de colons pour qu'il y a de chevaliers. Dans ma Gaspésie, mon Miguacha, mon Acadie, ma baie à moi, où y a plein de belles filles, puis un shot de bons gars. La vie, on y croit. Grand-père d'Eric s'est cassé la jambe On a passé 6 heures dans la salle d'attente. Il va regarder ses slacks de danser. Au moins chanceux, il peut toujours chanter. Dans ma Gaspésie, mon Miguacha, mon Acadie, ma baie à moi, où il y a plein de belles filles. Un shoot de bon gars pour rester ici. Ne t'en va pas pour rester ici. Ne t'en va pas. Ma Gaspésie. Yeah, it's. I know some of you don't understand the words, but he does in that song say Mo Miguasha, which is actually the village where I grew up in, Miguasha. Mon Acadie, talking about the Acadians. Ma baie à moi is the bay, my bay, baie de Chaleur. And in the song, he refers to my grandfather Aldrich, and that broke his leg and goes to emergency, and so it's a very simple song, very simple. But sometimes the most simple of songs are the ones that hit hard, you know. And yeah, so kudos to wherever he wrote that, or however he wrote that, or why and what he was thinking, what he was feeling. But so that's it. So, yeah, and you know what? If there's anyone from the French community, s'il y en a de la communauté française qui sont là, je m'excuse pour te pas parler en français. Je suis habitué de parler en anglais comme, vous êtes tout le temps, le monde de la Gaspésie, vous êtes tout le temps dans mon corps, même si je suis loin de là, à Ottawa ici, mais tout le temps, je pense à la Gaspésie tout le temps. Je suis le monde sur Facebook. Juste pour regarder qu'est-ce qui se passe, juste pour regarder, puis pour voir des faces, pour voir, puis écouter des histoires. Ça fait longtemps que je suis pas là, mais en tout cas, c'est ça. Ça fait que Facebook, c'est comme quelque chose. Ça peut être Facebook, mais pour moi, pour moi, là, je peux voir le monde, même le monde que ça fait longtemps que je n'ai pas vu. Ça fait que c'est... je vois les faces, j'attends des noms, puis quand moi j'étais jeune, puis les filles que je connues quand j'étais jeune, puis en tout cas, c'est vraiment un plaisir de voir les faces, puis voir les photos, puis... merci beaucoup à le monde du Québec, puis le monde de la Gaspésie. It's my home, c'est chez nous, always will be, ça va être tout le temps chez nous. La Gaspésie. So, yeah, and magnifique is marked on the screen, which my girlfriend's learning French, so she loves to say magnifique, and she's coming along. She speaks 3 languages now, so she's gonna add this 4th language on. Thanks to everyone else who was here. Thanks for dropping by for a minute, for 2, for 20, and always, like always, I hope you have a great week. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Just, you know, paix et amour, peace and love. Always, just take it one day at a time, one breath at a time. I'm going to be coming back more, like it or not. I'll be doing more stuff. Some of it because I want to, some of it because, well, you need to, for certain reasons. And we're going to have some really exciting announcements coming up, maybe next week. Next week or the week after. So anyway, so stay tuned. Yeah, that's it for for tonight. So I hope you can come back and Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and yeah, Bobby Parham Music, and just for those supporting me and those who could support me, that's wonderful. It's great. I really appreciate the support, even the little likes and the little hearts and stuff that you see. So I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah. So merci beaucoup, merci. Puis j'espère que j'ai pas comme je sais que j'ai un accent anglophone quand je chante en français. Mais c'est ça. Je comprends les mots, moi. Puis, en tout cas, les chansons françaises, les chansons anglais, j'aime beaucoup chanter. Puis, j'aimerais plus apprendre. S'il y a des idées d'autres mondes, d'autres chanteurs québécois, tu peux me donner comme une idée des chansons à chanter, des autres chansonniers, je pense. En tout cas. Anyway, that's it. So, peace and love. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.